How do you solve a problem like a prophecy? The problem with prophecy. Okay. Speaking from the mouth of someone who has experienced the problems of prophecy, because prophecy is just predicting problems. The problem with the prophecy problems is that I use Nostradamus as an example. He predicted many things accurately, like down to the words, places, names. But it's like so many of his prophecies didn't come true, right? So people think, there's no credibility with prophets because half of what they say doesn't come true. But if you apply the principle of parallel worlds to prophecy, what you come up with is somebody who's tapped into multiple timelines, multiple worlds, string theory, parallel worlds, different dimensions. So although some of the prophecies are inaccurate and didn't happen, they may have occurred and happened in different pathways of different parallel worlds. They eventuated in different timelines that were created when courses of history got altered, if you believe in parallel world theory. Potentially, the inaccurate prophecies came true in another time, which means the prophet is a shaman that's connected to multi-dimensional, multiverse, all of the timelines, all of the worlds, all at the same time. Can you imagine what that does to someone's brain? They call it a psychosis. They had to. The human mind can't explain this phenomena, but it exists. I live in fear and worry and anxiety underlying my every minute of the day that I try to ignore and I try to soothe and I try to cover up and I try to ignore and I try to numb, because I see beyond the future to like the mega future, the destiny of humanity, afterlife prophecy. Forget all of the disasters happening on Earth and the AI is taking all our jobs and the dehumanization of our children and the exploitation of the children and their prevalence of evil occurrences and injustices and the aliens and the time travelers and the entities and the multidimensional interferences. Forget all of that. I've gone past that. I try holding back. But mostly I be brave and I call out what I see. Our afterlife is in strife. Whether that's the underworld afterlife, heaven afterlife, reincarnation afterlife, all the different cultural versions of the afterlife, because they're cultural. It's related to your ancestors and your bloodline, what happens in the afterlife. Meaning, if you're an Indian Hindu, you're going to have a different afterlife experience from a Muslim or a Buddhist, okay? It's tailored. It's not one size fits all afterlife. It's tailored to your culture and your ancestors. Very important, which I don't see a whole lot of people in the Western world acknowledging. All of our afterlives are in danger of becoming mechanized. Simulation. Soul prisons. Time loops. AI. AI in the wrong hands is going to fuck with our afterlife. And I don't know if that means because like our souls are slowly dwindling and the light inside us that is like divine love and God is like being like crushed and eradicated systematically right under our noses. I don't know if that's the reason for the danger of the afterlife, or if it's more sinister than that and technology has creeped its way into our soul journeys. So this is on my mind, regardless of all the fucking minor, major injustices that I keep witnessing, that keep causing me like despair and misery. Not to mention my own destiny in life that I'm clearly seeing is going to be packed full with more terror, fear, drama, violence, involvement from institutions and authorities, suffering, not just for me, but maybe for my children, because maybe they're a little bit like me, and when you're like this, you have suffering in your life. So I hope to God that my children are not spiritual like me and not going to be shamans and not going to be prophets, because I don't want them to have a life of suffering and ridicule and isolation and not being acknowledged and not being heard. You know, what do I have to be? Do I have to be a 60-year-old hermit with a beard sitting in a cave to be taken fucking seriously? I'm a 36-year-old woman. So what? Maybe I've had life experiences. Yeah, maybe I have. Traumatic ones. For good reason. So that I can recognize the experiences for what they are. Take what I am going to take from them as learning experiences so that I can share wisdom. Is that so hard to believe? Or do I have to go and get a physics degree? A philosophy degree? I have to write a book and have a reality and have a TV show. As I get older, this condition of mine, this psychosis/prophecy condition, is going to get worse. It's clearly evident from what I can see in my research of other people who are like me. It's not a life of fun and adventure. I mean, it is. But we're at risk. I'm at risk. Constantly. Not just from entities and fucking imaginary aliens, from real humans. And I keep being staunch and brave, and I keep making imaginative videos, seeing where my imagination is taking me, trying to put it into a format that is like palatable and digestible for the masses. And I won't stop unless I see it's going to be at risk to my family. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that I'm always just end up on my own, isolated with nobody around me, because they don't get to suffer the after effects of what it's like to be like this. Okay? The dreams that I have. I'm living in the dreaming. How many times do I have to say this to my family, the ones who still fucking take me for reals and listen to me? I was created by dark magic. My mother used astrology and I Ching to create me. She used those divination methods to create me. Okay? I technically should be a monster. Harming. Raising hell. Creating havoc. Gone to the dark side. I should have done that years ago, but I didn't. I stayed true to my values and my morals and my ethics. And I don't let people stand, walk all over me or other people around me. Okay? I have to take medication to calm myself down because the visions are so traumatic. Okay? I don't even agree with medication. But I have no other options. Our communities are suffering. Our families are getting broken apart. Children are not being raised properly. Our souls are in danger. The afterlife is in jeopardy. That's the main points. Forget about the little details of who's responsible and the aliens and the technology and the this and the that. That's what it's about when you're a human. If you've got a problem with the way that you were born, if you've got a problem with your gender, and you think you might be in the wrong body, or you think your body's not yours, take it up with your God in the afterlife. Okay? Because I don't want my kids growing up in the world thinking if they're not happy with themselves, they can just go and get their dick chopped off to be a fucking female. Or go and get their boobs chopped off because they want to be a man. Okay? This mutilation of our children going on. This is the big fucking thing I'm concerned about. It's going to lead to more transhumanism. Humans becoming robotic. Less godly. I don't know what I can do to press this issue to people enough. I'm not able to film as much as I could because I'm not living alone and I'm living with somebody at the moment who's taking good care of me, but they're also extremely volatile and could snap at any minute and put me in danger. Okay, but we hold on to what support systems we have in front of us. Because I'm vulnerable, I need protection. Yeah, I kind of do. And the situation's volatile and everything's always uncertain and temporary with me. I can't depend on anyone or anything or any situation to last longer than a certain amount of time where I can feel safe and at peace and calm. Because things get taken away from me. Things come to me and I absorb them and they get taken away by the fates, by the gods, by the ancestors. I have a life growing inside me. I'm fucking concerned for this baby inside me. Not just because of my mental health and the fucking environment. What the fuck am I gonna tell them and raise them in this world? Look how evil it is. Look the path that we're headed on. I want to shelter this child as much as I can. I don't want to go into a school and getting institutionalized and socialized. But I don't want to over nurture it and overprotect it from the world. But the world's fucked.